Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Our next guest is the author of Relation Shift. This is a book all about how to write effective letters and so much more. So we're super excited to have on the show, Kristine Grant is with us. Hi, Kristine.
Hi, it's so wonderful to be here. Yeah.
Now, you are the only person that is a letter coach. Please explain.
Some of us out in the audience might remember who Cyrano de Bergerac was. The guy
Sounds
that fell in love,
familiar.
yes. So what I basically do is I help people find the words to get past the ego and write a compelling letter, because letters are a way to really convey not what's in your mind, but what's in your heart.
Oh.
And it's really tough when people don't know how to dial into their own heart. We get on the defensive.
Right.
Right?
Especially when we're having a conversation. So writing a letter, you can, kind of formulate your thoughts a little better and, get everything out of there that you, well, hopefully everything out that you want to convey. But I'm more concerned about how people write letters when they're really emotional and when they have issues with someone. How do you do that?
It's hard for me to write my own letter, okay? And you're right, a letter is received differently than a conversation. Because while we're having a conversation, you might be thinking, what's my next question? Or I might be thinking about, what's she gonna ask me? This type of thing.
Right.
But a letter is the kind of communication where someone can read it, reread it, and process it so they can really get the true meaning. So you have to be very careful. Words are powerful about what it is you're writing, okay?
Yes, that's important.
So that's where, it's one thing to express anger. It's another thing to release it. There's a difference.
And is that the process when you write the letter, that you're releasing it?
I'm helping people to come back to the heart.
Okay.
What happens when we're disappointed, or we feel insulted, or we're resentful, jealous, angry? Perhaps we want to just end the relationship, or we don't know how to rekindle it, how to reheat the souffle in that romance, or whatever. Then what happens is we get into our head. Let me give you a story.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a woman once who was married for 20 years. She thought she had a pretty regular, great marriage. They raised 2 children together. And when the kids were nearly grown, all of a sudden, out of the blue, her husband gives her this emotional whammy. What he did was he said, her name was Susan. Susan, we've been together 20 years. I think I want to change. I want out. I want a divorce.
And she thought everything was going cool and fine?
Yeah. She didn't realize that there were any issues. So sometimes people don't communicate when they should, right?
Right.
Whatever the case may be, this is what happened to her. So what was her reaction? She was in shock.
Right.
She was traumatized, and she took it like, it must be about me. It's my fault. What happened to Susan was, after he left, and he did not leave her for another woman, okay? So he left her, went on his merry way, and she gained about 40 pounds. She was tied to her little job. She became a very, what we call, codependent parent. In other words, her kids became her whole world.
So when did you meet her to help her out?
She was having problems with the kids. So she calls me up and she says, Kristine, I need your help. I heard you actually write letters and I can't find the words and I'm so miserable. I want my kids to like me again. I don't want to be like this mom that they don't want to talk to or they have to put up with. So I said, Susan, that's a great idea. However, we're going to go back to the original wound. I'm writing a letter to your ex-husband. And this was 16 years later since he had left, right?
Whoa.
Susan had been on 2 dates.
In 16 years?
2 first dates.
Oh my gosh.
Okay?
Okay, we only have about 20 seconds.
Okay, so anyway, so I wrote the letter for Susan to her husband, and they met up later at a family reunion. She couldn't believe it. First of all, not only did she lose the weight, but she took herself on a trip to New Zealand. She took a belly dancing class. She went into ballroom dancing,
all
and
of
her
this
life
because
changed.
she was able to release with
she
your
was
help.
able to release it, and not with anger, but actually with gratitude.
Wow, that's
gift.
incredible.
Okay.
So this is what you're teaching, and this is what the book is about.
This is one aspect of so many relationship dynamics.
Well, you have to come back and tell us more about it. Thank you, Kristine.
You're welcome.
It's great having you.